Welcome to Your Perception, Your Reality. I'm your host. I'll be operating the game show tonight. My name is Eric Strodoff, and as you both already know, I'm a certified therapeutic coach. And basically what that means as it relates to tonight's topic is I help people make choices so that they can have the happiness and the path that they want in their life. And that's ultimately, I think, what it's all about for when we're here. We're trying to figure out how to be happy and have a good time and do the things that we are destined to do, if you believe in that sort of thing, as well as take care of ourselves in the process. I know both of you signed in, so that's good. I've got you both on the email update and newsletter update list over there, so we're good to go there. Mary, I don't know if I told you that. I think you left the last time before I had a chance to say I do introductory sessions, which is a 1-hour session for free, and that's a kind of what I call a strategy session.
Have you done that?
I have. Oh, I've come to you for something.
Yeah.
You liked it?
So
I've got an appointment for tomorrow, in fact.
I couldn't divulge that due to client privilege, but so Mary, if that's something that's of interest, I call those strategy sessions because we sit down and we talk a little more in depth about what you're wanting to do and decide if it's a good match for you and I to move forward. So if you'd like to schedule that, I do have the book here tonight if we get time. If not, you can give me a call. Go from there. So that's on the table for you as well.
That's good.
Quick example, I know you guys have heard an example of the kind of work that I do. I'll put on another one for you. I worked with a gal for, I guess with this issue with her was just a couple of sessions. And she was perceiving a difficulty in making decisions. She deferred to just about everybody and anybody. Come on in, Sarah, welcome. We're just getting started. And her particular situation was tough because she was actually living at home with her parents, and as a result, they carried a lot of weight in the decisions that she made, and as she put it, even the deli guy had a little bit too much input for her. So we worked on some of the patterns that she had, some of the responsibility that she was owning for other people, and how much input they had as a result of that relationship that she, again, was kind of carrying. It wasn't necessarily they felt they should have all of that power, but they wanted to have their influence, and so she changed some of those patterns. And once she did that, she was able to then take the input in a very value way and understand that those inputs were something that she could use. She could, as a friend of mine likes to say, take what she likes and leave the rest, and make the decisions that her path were going to be benefited the most from. So she had a really uplifting experience is kind of how she described it, of being kind of liberated and free to make the choices that she wanted to make on her path. So again, that's a little bit of the work that I do, and I'm also obviously doing presentation work, so I'm a public speaker, and I'm an author as well. I've got a number of articles that I've submitted to different magazines, and I'll get more information to you about that if you'd like at some point for your perusal as well. So tonight is about reality and perception, and when we think of reality, what are some of the things that come to mind when we're talking about reality? Just shout anything out. When you hear the word reality, what comes up for you? A word, a description, a concept, what kind of things come up? Anything?
Work.
We'll get to perception. Work, okay. What else? What is reality like? What kind of
Here and
feeling
now.
do you get? Here and now, okay. What else?
Where you're at?
Sure. What else? How does it make you feel when you hear the word reality? Is it kind of open thing? Is it closed? Is it colorful? Is it gray and black and white? How does that feel? What comes up for you? Anything else?
It's kind of a bummer.
Bummer?
The reality of it all.
I never thought of it. I never really gave this much thought. Yeah.
And that's very common.
Yeah.
Reality is often, some of the words I asked myself this question too, and some of the words I came up with were no nonsense, grounded, which can be perceived as a very good thing. It can also be sometimes kind of a bummer. Restrictive. Another kind of way that I looked at it was it's sort of indisputable. Because it's reality. For example, we are in this room together. You're going to have a hard time convincing me that that's not true. it's, you know, there are some disciplines that might try and give it a shot, but there's a concreteness to it that basically says this is objective. This is not something we can put our interpretation on. This is real. We're in this room together, so that's reality. I mean, hopefully that's not perceived as a bummer, but it is the here and now. And some could perceive what we're doing tonight as work, and we kind of talked about how work is not necessarily always the most positive word to use for something, but it is appropriate. Anything else that comes up here?
Is reality what is real? Reality. Reality.
Yeah, break down the word, and the word real is obviously right in it.
I wonder if this is subjective, so to speak. This is the grounding. For one person, this is the grounding. Real thing. For another person, it's not the real thing. But perhaps everyone has a real thing, but they can differ. So it is, yeah. But then I thought upon, you know, Hinduism and so forth, the reality that is up there, and here is Maya illusion, you see, but that is very, what shall we say, Eastern way. I see it.
Okay, great. And that's perfect segue, because what you're talking about is perception.
Yeah.
And where reality is the objective look at something, what you mentioned was subjective. And perception is very subjective, and that's the important part, is that we take reality, and then based on some factors that we'll talk about in a minute, we create our perception. We perceive things in a certain way. So,
Oh, what is your name?
Hans.
Hans, Mary.
Mary.
And Sue.
So, okay, hi.
No, I liked what Hans said
Thank you for coming, Hans.
illusion.
illusion,
That word
that's the-
illusion, that's a good one.
Yeah. And again, a great word, because right along with that subjectivity, what does illusion mean to you? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a neutral thing? Everybody's going to have a little different interpretation of what illusion really is. In some cases, it can be fantasy. It can be wonderful. In other cases, it can actually get you into trouble. So it's,
May I say something here? There is a teaching, esoteric teaching, that we, in one way or another, we create the, what shall we say, circumstances in our lives. Well, of course, we don't create the matter as such, but we create the things that will happen to us from our perception, from our psychology, from our karma, everything. So it comes and project it out there. But this is hard to verify, of course, but that is a teaching about that. So how reality is projected on the screen of the world, so to speak, from our perception.
you and I should trade places, because you just jumped to the end.